Sheriff candidate Mary Merryman. That is something very interesting. There is a lot of information not clear yet, and I'll try to clear it up. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Do not go away.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
Here we go. As promised, I'm here. This is going to be the final part of today's show. The second hour is going to be a rebroadcast of last Sunday. And so the third hour, I'm busy this week. But I need to talk about this article. And I need to. Why? Because I said on this show, I do not put my friendship first. I put first my what I believe is my duty. I'm not a reporter, by the way. I'm not a newsman. I'm just a commentator. But at the same time, I try to bring you facts, okay? When it comes down to public life, political life, I think we should talk about everything. When it comes to your personal life, I have no business. I don't care what you do, who you sleep, if you cheat with somebody or not. It's none of my business. But when you are a public person, you run for office, I think it's our duty to talk. Now, I want to be sure something. First of all, I'm reading something that is being written by the Standard newspaper. I didn't write this stuff. It was exactly in the Standard of Wednesday, November the 1st, 2017. The article says, attorney, semicolon, Merryman will plead guilty. This is what, according to the Standard, the attorney said. Okay? Then there is the title, or the subtitle, former deputy sheriff's candidate reportedly shoplifted shoes from Kmart. Now, my job is not just to read this newspaper, and you can buy the paper and read for yourself, okay? My job is to verify the information. First of all, there is not been any type of pleading guilty yet, because the fact what it says here, the attorney, according to this newspaper, said Merryman will plead guilty. So she didn't plead guilty yet. So I would like to find out, did Merryman plead guilty or not? Or more important, she will plead guilty or not? So I call Mrs. Merryman, and of course she told me to talk to the attorney. The attorney right now, by the way, it's weekend, so they are closed. I left a message to the firm of the attorney, and I hope to have a statement, because the best way to find out, first of all, what happened here or what's happening with this situation, if really the attorney said that Mrs. Merryman, she will plead guilty or not, is to call the attorney. So I called and left a message to the attorney. And of course, the article keeps saying, Lake Havasu City, former Mohave County Sheriff's candidate and alleged shoe thief. Remember the word, allege. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. We don't have anything yet, but I'm talking about it because I think at this point it's public on the newspapers, and we should talk, hopefully, in a good way. That means, for me, I hope didn't happen. Not because I know Cori or I know Mr. Ed Mack. No, I really feel sad when somebody has to go to steal a pair of shoes, because I think we have some serious problem here. It is not that she needs the money, that's for sure. There is some mental problem. If somebody has the desire to steal a pair of shoes, when we know that she's not in a, let's say, a precarious economic condition. I mean, the husband, he makes plenty of money to buy all the shoes she wants. There is some mental problem, my humble opinion. So I hope that's not the case. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I tell you what I know, that I would like to find out from the attorney if really she's going to plead guilty or not, and for what. So the article says, former Mohave County Sheriff's candidate and alleged shoe thief, Cori Merryman, will plead guilty to an as yet undefined agreement with prosecutors rather than stand trial for shoplifting. So my point is, that word from her attorney. That's what the article says. But my point is, she will plead guilty, according to the attorney, about what? For what? the attorney's name Brad Rideout. I left him a message. Rideout said that the case Merryman landed in Bullet City Municipal Court after other venues, namely Lake Havasu City and Parker, declared conflicts. Merryman previously entered a no guilt plea with Rideout said a change of plea hearing is being scheduled for November. Merryman, 37, is charged with shoplifting after she allegedly stole $25 pair of shoes from the Kmart store in Lake Havasu in the late of July. This is Dave Hawkins reporting the news. Now, in my opinion, this is still not something really worth to put on the front page because she didn't plead guilty yet. They are putting out something that it may happen in the future. And I want to verify. I'm curious now. As I said, I didn't have any confirmation from Mrs. Merryman. I understand she cannot talk right now. That's why she has an attorney. Of course, it's the weekend. The attorney is busy right now, having probably some break. But I will hopefully get an official statement next week. And I will follow up. Why I think this is important. First of all, as I said, I don't care if it's Cori Merryman or if it was any other candidate. When you run for the position of sheriff, I believe we have the duty to know who you are. Mistakes can be made. Anybody can make mistakes. I'm not here to judge anybody. The only person who should judge at this point should be the judicial system and, of course, the voters in the future, if they find something was wrong. But at the same time, to be fair, I think we should know the all facts. When a newspaper put out on the front page something that, as I said, before even there was official anything really, I was blasted everywhere on the front page. I would like to have this information on the front page when there is a final verdict or a final plead guilty, when we know really what's going on. Because right now, this woman is still innocent because she didn't plead any guilty yet. She didn't sign anything that I know. But at that point, we'll find out hopefully next week. And I want to be sure something. I don't really care at the end of the day what people may think of me, especially there are some women out there that really try to, one woman, let's forget about some women. One woman that she is obsessed. She keep writing me. She blocked me on Facebook. She needs some mental help, in my opinion. And I don't even mention the name. Even she has a little radio show somewhere. I couldn't care less. You're not worth it. The point before you judge others on our commitment to the truth or my ethics or the way I do business, look at yourself. Okay? Look at yourself. Because the point is, first of all, I'm here. As the news are official, as something goes public on the newspaper, I will talk about my brother if I have to. And I'm not enjoying it. Honestly, I wish I could talk right now about better things. I don't feel, I understand the pain and sorrow that, for $25 alleged pair of shoes was created to this family. At the same time, it's my commitment to bring every information I can. Because last thing I want to is to have public person running for office, if she has a problem, if she ever had a problem, and it's not about allegedly stealing for money, even just for mental issue, for emotional issue, she should take care of herself, in my opinion. But I don't know. As I said, I really anxiously wait with all of you to know what the judicial system will bring us. That's why we have courts, that's why we have judges and juries, if they get that far. Or that's why we have attorneys that will take care of this in a different way. But whatever will be out, I will be talking here. That's the way. And my job is to talk, give you the opportunity to both sides to say your story. So not just the prosecution or just the news that's going to be published on the paper. I want always to have the opportunity to have the accused person to be here and to say their side of the story. And I really hope, Mrs. Merryman, Cori, you can come here after all this is clear and you can say your side of the story. And if somebody else wants to say their side of the story about her, you're more than welcome. I don't have any type of restrictions and no prejudice here. And I keep my personal friendship aside when it comes to this show. All right, little break. At this point, you're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. I want to remind you, this is pretty much what is about the show. It's about, I don't care. I don't need to be here. Sometimes I really realize that when I'm on the show, I can create more stress on my life than not being on the show. I've been talking about the Bundys. I've been talking about the trials. I've been talking about things that many people that were my guests went to jail or faced prosecutions. I mean, some people died when on my show, okay? Don't forget Lavoy Finicum. I interviewed him a few months before he got killed. I mean, this is a real serious matter. I don't talk about football. I don't talk about, Kardashian, other things. Talk about things that many times, many people don't want to even touch. Okay? Forget about even the big issue, 9/11, other things. I'm talking about even local government corruption or alleged corruption issues. And sometimes, to keep your friendship when you want to pursue the truth can be difficult. But as I said, for me, the day that I will stop saying really what I think, I will not be anymore on the show. So I always put on the show the facts first before my personal things. At the same time, I want to be fair with everybody. Somebody or something that is being not yet, declared officially convicted by a jury, they're still innocent. That's the bottom line. But when there are alleged also accusations, we should talk about this too. At least give an opportunity to find the way to get clearance on this. All right, listening. If you want to support this show, please go to www.zanna.us. You can find the links to different things I do for a living. My Zanna Coffee, zannacoffee.com. Download any of my songs on Amazon or iTunes. Of course, put Gianluca Zanna, my new books. Look at the erotic books or poetry, Perfectly Crazy. So I appreciate your help. And why I'm saying that? This is the only way I can continue to do this show. I'm not here looking for sponsoring. When you do sponsors, you will be pretty much control on what you can say or cannot say. No, I'm here. You are my only sponsor, my listeners, and I appreciate your help. So please do what you can, okay? Zanna.us, my final website. And if you want to listen to the show, the past shows go to lovegunsfreedom.com. Now, continue with the second hour. It's going to be a great interview about Arizona gun laws with Mr. John Cori Wentling, and final hour with Eric J. Parker. You got to listen to this interview. It's 1 week old, but if you missed it last Sunday, it is amazing. Go ahead. Talk to you next Sunday. Bye-bye.